niya na nakakantok. Kaya usually pag 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, nakakantok tayo sa office, sa school. Check your easy. Okay, nagbagat sa pag-ibig na over a cup of coffee, 1 o'clock, you can see my post there, political commentaries. Mahilig sa politika. Chika tayo. And you can follow me at MenChipi18 over Twitter. And subscribe to my updates on Facebook. Kasi puno na, so subscribe na lang. MenChipi18. Okay. All my esteemed colleagues, fellow bloggers, pleasant afternoon. Good afternoon. Considering the widespread use of social media nowadays, and as a blogger and has been in the public service for several years, I was tasked to talk about social media and good governance in the Philippines. I will briefly discuss what social media is. So what we mean by social media? Wikipedia defines social media as including web and mobile-based technologies which are used to turn communication into interactive dialogue among organizations, communities, and individuals. Social media has become one of the most powerful sources for news updates to platforms like Twitter and Facebook. We are, of course, all familiar with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Diba? Students on Instagram every minute, and YouTube, among others. They are part of the social media that are widely used today. From being used as a medium to communicate and reach out to friends and relatives, they are now used as an interactive forum for dissemination of news and public information. They have transformed and defined public communications and relations and how news are delivered to the public. News updates are no longer seen, heard, and read on television, radio, and newspaper alone. Fast news updates are provided through the social media, which encourages the public to immediately share their reaction thereto. Sabi nga sa Twitter, every minute napapalis ang balita. So kung updated ka, yung cellphone mo, may mga Twitter icon, click lang ng click, updated ka. Alam mo kagad kung may pasok, kung nag-suspend ka agad si Mayor, o siya yung pinaka-late na nag-suspend. Like in our case, Quezon City. Yung mga anak ko nasa eskwela na, saka nag-suspend yung Mayor namin. Pero lately, updated na siya kasi lahat ng tao niya sa city hall nag-tweet na rin. Okay, admittedly, we are more up-to-date with everyday happenings around us because of social media. We have become more participative now because we are more informed. All the information we need are just within the reach of our fingers. Sharing of public information has now become really interactive. Now, what is good governance? The United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific provides that good governance has 8 major characteristics, which are the following. 1. It is participatory. 2. Consensus-oriented. 3. Accountable. 4. Transparent. 5. Responsive. 6. Effective and efficient. 7. Equitable and inclusive. And 8. Follows the rule of law. It assures that corruption is minimized, the views of minorities are taken into account, that the voices of the most vulnerable in society are heard in decision-making. It is also responsive to the present and future needs of our society. Good governance appears to be an idealistic goal for one state. Usually when we hear the word governance, we think that it is up to the government to decide what is best for its citizens. We are just bound to follow what our government dictates. However, when we say good governance, the citizens are involved, and their views, interests, and needs are considered by the government before arriving at a decision. It is no longer one way, because the participation of the rule is required in order to achieve good governance. And so how we, as citizens, become involved. This is where the role of social media and good governance comes in. According to Mr. Anandar Adamsil, Director of the Academic Institute of Public Media of Thai Public Broadcasting Service, in his article, The Role of Media in Promoting Good Governance. Good governance entails state capability of performing its functions in response to the needs of its citizens and to be accountable for what it does. Good governance is based on a people-centered ideology which focuses on the needs of the people, public interest, transparency, accountability, and responsibility of the policymakers. To the media, including the social media, policymakers and government officials are forced to be more prudent about their decisions and activities that affect the livelihood of the people and the development of the society as a whole. They are somehow now bound to be transparent, accountable, and responsible for what they do, since their activities may be easily brought to the attention of the public at any time by the media. Undeniably, corruption, transparency, and accountability shall be challenges and issues of concern where the public sector strives to achieve good governance have always been the focus of media at all times. While Mr. Adamsil's article pertains to Thailand, I think the same holds for the Philippines. During the 2010 presidential election, President Noynoy Aquino's campaign centered on eradicating corruption. I distinctly remember his ad about the Daang Madrid, one of his platforms during the said election campaign, as discussed in the Philippine Online Chronicles, of which I am one of the writers. This transformational leadership, which recognizes that our country needs to move away from the kind of president who tolerates corruption into a president who must solve the problem of corruption, and which is about moving from an education system that is just one of the many concerns of governance into making it the central strategy for investing in people in order to reduce poverty and build national competitiveness. I consider this platform to suit well the objectives of good governance, one of which is to minimize corruption. We are all very aware that the 9 years of reign of former President Roya Macapagal-Arroyo from 2001 to 2010 have been largely characterized by corruption. In fact, in one of the Post-Asia surveys in 2007, GMA was considered as the most corrupt Philippine leader in our history. The Philippine Daily Inquirer stated that GMA and her family were allegedly engaged in all sorts of money-making ventures. Before the GMA's reign ended in 2010, the Philippines ranked as the fourth most corrupt country in Southeast Asia. The present administration of President Noynoy Aquino, right from the start, has vowed to expose, curtail, and eradicate all the corruption committed during the term of GMA, and to hold accountable those liable. I think that Pinoy is not alone in this endeavor, because we, the Filipino people, no longer want our country to be marred with corruption, but the people we trusted and elected to lead us. We are now proactively raising our voices for the government to listen to, without waiting for a call to go out in the streets before we are heard. Even in the confines of our own homes, and share our views and sentiments to be considered by the government. However, for good governance to be achieved, the government must have an effective channel of communication with its people. This is where social media now comes in. Social media has become the most effective and fastest form of information and news dissemination to the public. Through social media, the public is given the opportunity to immediately share their comments to the online posts they read, such as posts about government officials, government activities, issues of national interest, among others. It has indeed become interactive in some way between the government and its people. The government has also no other reports that recognize the significant and vital role of social media for it to arrive at a transparent, interactive, responsible, and centered and oriented government. Topics that catch the attention of netizens easily become trending topics not only here in the Philippines but worldwide. And all the government has to do is to monitor the reactions of these netizens to have a good idea on what the people want. When GMA attempted to leave the country last November 2011 was through the PRO, I, and I'm sure the majority of the Filipino people followed the events. like watching a teleserye as they are promoted through social media. People vented their views and opinions on the matter by posting them on their Facebook walls and Twitter accounts, as well as by commenting on the social media accounts of various networks and government officials, agencies, letting those in the high offices know the sentiments of the netizens. Fortunately, the prosecution of GMA is an important aspect of Pinoy's anti-corruption campaign. And the President is really keen on making the President answerable for all the liabilities during her presidency.
First year now, regular, tapos the next
And to cut it short, because efforts of blowing up the GMA and their programs in an attempt to address issues of corruption sit well with the concept and idea of good governance. In backing his efforts to clean our government, he also staunchly supported the impeachment of former Chief Justice Senator Coronel, a strong ally of GMA. When our senator judges arrived at a decision of 20 as against the 3, convicting former Chief Justice Corona and Article 2 that articles of impeachment for non-disclosure of assets in Rizal, and they, our senators, did not act merely upon the merits of the case against the former Chief Justice, nor on the basis of their conscience alone. Our senators had to consider largely the political pressure of their careers before arriving at their individual verdicts. Some of the senator judges were receiving the election in 2013, which means that they need to be sensitive to the implications of their verdicts. Considering that the impeachment has been monitored and widely discussed by the media and netizens through social media, the senator judges must be sure that if they chose to make a political or what may be construed as a partisan decision, they must have sufficient reason to justify their vote before the electorate. On the other hand, those who may no longer run may not be under too much political pressure, but they may be keeping their seats warm for their successors, or they may be eyeing higher elected positions in 2016, which means that they still need to consider the views and sentiments of the public, who will eventually decide their fate in politics. Admittedly, our political leaders have an easy access to the views of the public through social media, and they can easily monitor the pulse of the public. Opinions of netizens are also amplified because they are also reported in television and radio news when they become trending topics in Twitter and Facebook. The role of social media in enhancing good governance has become a worldwide phenomenon. Social media can also improve citizen participation in government. Activists and lobbyists use cyber apps to disseminate campaign information, promote elections, the press, counter corruption, organize demonstrations in ways that can promote good governance. Social media can also make governments to act on certain matters, like what we saw during the impeachment of former Chief Justice Corona. On the other hand, governments at all levels are increasingly turning to social media to improve services and get their messages out. Mainly because social media can elicit reactions and comments faster from the people than any other medium of communication. From what I see, good governance is centered on people, their needs and interests, because all the acts of our government leaders are easily brought to the public eye through social media. They are supposed to be more discreet, prudent, responsible, transparent, accountable for the actions. Their rotating no matter how small and easily magnified in social media, considering the constant rise of social media in our everyday life. Our politicians and officials will be mindful of their government population, lest it will be the head of their political career. We, the Filipinos, have always been front runners in effective peaceful revolutions to bring about a change in our country, which inspired other nations. We were never passive, considering that we now have an effective and faster tool of disseminating public information. I am sure that no act of the government and our leaders, whether good or bad, will go unnoticed. However, for the role of social media and good governance to be effective, we must maintain a regional stance and actively participate in discussions on issues that concern us and our population. We should always let our voices to be heard by our leaders. At least time when leaders can no longer decide on what's good for them because we are most certainly watching them, forcing them to act on what is good for us, the people. Although we still have a long road to take for totally achieving good governance, we just need to continue being vigilant and take advantage of the use and benefits of social media to make our leaders transparent, responsible, and accountable to us. Thank you and good day.
So, you guys have question? You can approach the mic.
Wala akong tattoo.
Any question, guys?
Any questions or may complaints sa mga leaders nyo, just tweet me.
Ayan, okay.
Tweet me at when shipping 1A.
No,
Ayan, paulit-ulit. Baka
It was so
naiiyak
weird.
sa paulit-ulit yung tweet.
It was so very
Twitter natin, when shipping 1A.
Ayun, when she 318. So, tweet nyo na lang siya. So, kung wala akong question, again,